So my name's Blake. I am the Entrepreneurship coach for JARI. So the first thing I like to do is just settle on a definition of entrepreneurship. So do you happen to know what entrepreneurship is or what it means?
Things that you do on your own? No.
You do it on your own. You do it on your own to do what?
Make a career, make income for yourself.
Make income for yourself. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So entrepreneurship is the activity of setting up a business or businesses, taking on financial risks in the hope of profit. So the first part of that definition is pretty easy, setting up a business, right? Everyone kind of knows what that is. But taking on financial risks, that is where the rubber kind of meets the road with starting a business. So starting a business takes money, right? Mm-hmm. So either your money or other people's money. And then the financial risk of that starting a business is what happens if you don't make it? What happens if you don't make any money, right? Then either you're out the money that you've invested, but even worse, you're out the money that other people have put into you. And then you have to figure out how to make them whole. So whether that's they take something that you own to recoup their money, or you just owe them over the long term, that's the big financial risks of entrepreneurship. But obviously, that's not the goal. The goal is not to lose your own money and lose other people's money. What's the goal?
The goal is just to see you into a big establishment.
Right, to make money, right? And then in business, we call that profit. So I like to give an example of someone selling t-shirts, right? So I set up my t-shirt shop, and I sell a t-shirt for, let's say, $25. So does that mean I made $25 in profit?
No.
No? Why not?
I'm not sure.
Well, if I sold the t-shirt for $25, I got $25 in my pocket. But did I make all that $25?
Don't it go somewhere else too? Some of it?
Some of it, yeah, had to go somewhere else. Like, somewhere else where that money could have gone. In order to sell a shirt, you have to what? Have a shirt.
Yeah.
So you have to buy it, right? So, people think of profit as just the money coming into a business, but profit is only the money that's left over after you've incurred all your expenses. Mm-hmm. So if you're a t-shirt shop and you sell a shirt for $25, you might only make $5 on that shirt because it cost you $15 for the shirt and $5 to keep the lights on for the day or whatever. So that's what profit is whenever you're starting a business. But what I like to tell clients that it's really like is having a baby. So why do you think that starting a business is like having a baby?
It's time consuming.
It's definitely time consuming. What else?
It's painful.
It's painful, yeah.
Overwhelming.
Overwhelming, there's a lot. Yep. And then the question I ask is, whenever you have a baby, does it come with an instruction booklet?
No.
No. So same way with starting a business, people think that you're going to file your paperwork and they're going to hand you this instruction booklet that tells you how to do it. But unfortunately, it is not like that. There's no instruction booklet. There's no one who's going to tell you how to do it. And even worse, no one is going to tell you when you made a mistake until it's way too late. So I have a lot of clients who get messed up in taxes because they hire employees or they make a bunch of sales and they don't report the taxes on that. And contrary to what people think, the IRS doesn't come after you immediately. They'll let you dig yourself a really deep hole before they even have a conversation with you. So if you screw it up, there's a good chance that you'll be in a hole way too deep. You won't be able to dig out of it until they actually come after you. Now, if you're responsible and you pay it yourself, then you're good. But if you don't, there's no one who's going to warn you that you're making a big mistake. The other thing that I talk about having a baby and having a business is before the baby comes, what do you have to do a lot of? Paperwork. And you have to go to a lot of what?
Classes
and
training.
What about with the baby? What do you have to go to a lot of before you have a baby?
Shopping.
You do have to buy a lot of stuff. You have to go to a lot of doctor's appointments?
Yeah.
Okay. And then what is something that you have to do for your baby whenever it comes? You have to give it a what?
A name.
Mm-hmm. And then, so I use this example. I talk about babies sometimes, and I talk about puppies sometimes because they're very similar. But what I tell everybody is, whenever you bring your baby home for the first day, or your puppy home for the first day, Everyone is going to be there. They're going to tell you how amazing it is. They're all going to want to hold the baby. And then what happens? They all leave.
Mm-hmm.
And what does the baby do or the dog do?
Whine, fuss.
Whine, fuss. Dog poops on the floor. Baby poops in their diaper. And then whose job is it to clean it up?
The owner.
It's your responsibility. No one's going to be there to help you dig it out. So, how I say having a baby is like buying business. So finding out. You buy baby books, you read online, you pick out names. Same thing with getting started with your business idea. So you want to do research, you want to pick out names, you want to make sure you have a good idea. Then you're going to go to a lot of doctor's appointments. Same way you're going to go to a lot of meetings if you're going to set up your business correctly. You're going to meet with attorneys, you're going to meet with lawyers, you're going to meet with banks if you need money. Like you're going to take on a lot of meetings. Then, birth is just like opening day. Like I just said, everyone's going to be there to celebrate with you, but then what happens? There's no instructions, there's no instruction booklet, there's no one there to help you. So, it sounds terrible, but that's where I come in. So, my job as the entrepreneurship coach is I help people who want to start businesses. So, it is a free service that JARI provides for the community. So, no meeting with me I will ever charge you for. It's 100% free all the time. But what I do is I have sit-down meetings, one-on-one meetings with clients and help them through the whole process from A to Z. So I can talk to you about starting a business, I can tell you about taxes, I can tell you about marketing, I can tell you about launching a business, I can tell you about hiring employees, just whatever step of the journey you're on, it's my job to walk with you. The reason we do it that way is whenever we originally started Startup Alleghenies, the thought was that all entrepreneurs kind of travel the same journey. So what we'll do is we'll just figure out where they are on that journey and then say, okay, you're at step 7, you're going to do step 8 next, step 9, step 10. But what happens is real entrepreneur journeys are never in a straight line. They are, people do step 11, then they do step 2, then they do step 6, then they do step 99, then they go back and do step 1. So what we figured is one-on-one meetings to just figure out where you are and what you've done so far and how we can help is the best way for JARI to help you, and that's what we do. So I work for both JARI and Startup Alleghenies as an entrepreneurship coach. Headquartered at JARI, so I work downtown, but because of working for multiple people doing coaching, I cover a really wide service area. So I actually help people who want to start businesses in 7 counties. So I help in Cambria, Somerset, Bedford, Blair, Huntington, Fulton, and Indiana counties. Basically, if you put Cambria County on a map, everything around Cambria County, I help people start businesses. So, let's see. That's pretty much what I do at JARI. But JARI has a lot of other services, so I want to talk through some of that. So we have a workforce development team. It's now headed by a guy named Dave Grimaldi. And what we do is I help people start businesses. He helps people find employment. So they do a ton of different events, and I'm going to walk through some of them real quick. One of the big ones they do is job fairs. We have big job fairs every year where we get hundreds. I think we're doing one in May this year, and we have well over 100 employers signed up already, most of which can hire people on site. So we connect with all the employers who want to hire people, do the job fair, and then anyone from the community can come look for jobs, find a match. They do interviews, they can get hired on the spot. That's one of the things they do. We also do college fairs. So same basic idea, but instead of employers, we bring in all the local colleges and universities to help you think about secondary education as a path for a career. Speed careers, this is where we get people who are currently employed to go to schools, and we bring in like 10 of them, and they each have 5 minutes to talk about their career journey and what they did, and they get kicked off the stage and we bring somebody else in, just for you to get a wide variety of kind of what people do. Employer panels and discussions and on-the-job training. So employer panels is just what it sounds like. We bring in several different employers, and then the audience can ask them questions. And then on-the-job training is where we can provide stipends or grant funding to anyone who finds a job, and they can get paid to train at that job. So instead of the employer paying them and then still having to train them, what but kind of work as the intermediary to pay them while they're training. So that way, when the employer finally does take on their payroll, they know that that staff person is trained and ready to work, basically. Industry tours. So we take students or groups of individuals out to large industries, like we do tours at JWF, somewhere like Keytron, Gallagher's, any of the larger employers, and they go and you get to kind of walk around and see all the different career options that they have. Because people think, when you think of JWF, you think of welding, right? But they have 50 or 60 different categories of jobs. They need office people, they need payroll people, they have human resources, they have sales people, they have welders, of course, but there's lots of different career paths in every single large employer in the area. Education and training, of course. So these are a bunch of the local colleges that we work with. Penn Island, St. Francis, UPJ, Botech, CTI. I don't know what that one. Do you know what that one? It's a tiny picture. So, anyways, that's a little bit about JARI and what we do and how we help the community. So obviously we have a workforce team who can help you find jobs, but whenever we have people who are looking to start a business, that's where I come in and I help. So JARI, our small business team, right now we have a team of 4 people, and we're growing it to a team of 5. So my job is the entrepreneur coach, but in addition to me, we have someone who can help businesses with marketing. We have someone who can help businesses with accounting, like QuickBooks or payroll or any kind of thing like that. We have a finance person who can help businesses who are looking for money or who need money, who have issues with money, they can help with that. And then we're currently adding another person to help with marketing, because marketing seems to be, of the clients who are currently open, that seems to be one of the biggest issues. So our current marketing person talks like overall strategy, but we're looking to bring someone on who does graphic design, who can help with building really cool logos for clients at no cost, building basic websites at no cost. So we're going to do all those things to provide wraparound services. Because the reason I'm employed, the reason the rest of the small business team is employed, the reason that the workforce team is employed is the goal of JARI is not for JARI to make money. The goal of JARI is for the community writ large to get better. And one of the ways we can get better is to bring people into the workforce, to start new businesses, to grow those businesses, and to really bring up the community that way. So that's what we do. This right here is, well, that's old. Debbie doesn't work there anymore. The new guy is named Dave, but the phone number is still the correct phone number. So that's what we do. That's my contact information. You have my card. Truly, it's my job to help you, so just reach out if you think that entrepreneurship is in your future or you know anyone who wants to do it.